Welcome back to Beauty Through the Breakdown. I am your host, Ariel. I am so grateful that you're here with me today. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is about finding strength, growth, and beauty, even in the hardest seasons of our lives. And if you've been following me along since episode 1, thank you for walking this journey with me. Today's topic is one that completely reshaped my life, and I believe it can reshape yours too. We are talking about boundaries. Yes, boundaries. But not boundaries as a weapon or a punishment or ways to push people away. No, boundaries are the highest form of love. Love for yourself and love for the people around you. I want to dive in to how boundaries can heal you, how they can keep your heart soft, and how they can free you to step into your true purpose without bitterness, envy, or resentment holding you back. I used to think boundaries meant cutting people off. I thought they were about being cold or hard. Maybe if you felt the same way. Like if you set a boundary, you were being mean or selfish or unloving. But here's the truth. I've learned boundaries are not rejection. They're protection. They're not about punishing people. They're about honoring yourself. Think about it this way. When you have a house, you put a fence up, right? Or you want a house that has a fence already. Not because you hate your neighbors, but because you need to know where your space begins and ends. So you won't cross the neighbor's boundaries and go into their yard, and they won't come into your space in your yard. You need to protect what's inside. That's what boundaries do for your soul. They mark the sacred ground of your peace, your heart, and your purpose. When people hurt us, the temptation is to build walls. Walls made of anger, walls made of bitterness, walls that say, I'll never let anyone in again. But walls only keep love out. Boundaries are different. They don't harden your heart. They protect it so it can stay soft. They don't make you bitter. They make you wise. For me, learning to set boundaries has been a way to forgive myself for what I allowed when I didn't know better, to forgive others without letting them keep hurting me. Boundaries has gave me space to heal without feeling judged. They help me move forward in love, compassion, instead of carrying envy or resentment in my heart. And that's the freedom I want for you too. Now let's talk about where boundaries show up, because there's a need everywhere. With family, sometimes we feel guilty for setting boundaries and limits with family. But love doesn't mean tolerating everything. Boundaries help us say, I can love you, but I don't have to accept behaviors that harm me. That's love with wisdom. With friendships, good friendships thrive on mutual respect. If someone drains you, disrespects you, or only shows up when it's beneficial for them, boundaries keep the friendships healthy. They teach people how to treat you. With relationships and love, boundaries are not about shutting your partner out. They're about protecting your heart so you can be vulnerable without being unsafe. They create trust because they make expectations clear. With yourself, this is a big one. This is the hardest one. Setting boundaries with yourself might mean saying no when you're tempted to people please. It might mean resting when you want to hustle. It might mean not going back to a situations that you know aren't good for you. These self-boundaries are acts of deep self-respect and love for yourself. Here's the truth. When we don't set boundaries, we end up carrying emotions that were never meant to live in us. We start carrying envy because we compare our lives to others and we never walked in their shoes or their path. We carry anger because we let people walk over us. We carry bitterness because we feel taken advantage of. But boundaries set us free. They allow us to release those heavy weights and walk in love and compassion. They give us permission to say, I don't need to live in resentment. I can let go. I can forgive. I can move forward without poison in my heart. And when you release envy and bitterness, you step into joy, into peace, into life that lighter and freer. Boundaries don't just heal you in the moment. They elevate you into your future. When you know your worth and you honor it with boundaries, you stop wasting energy on what drains you. You stop repeating cycles that break you. You suddenly have the strength to pour into what matters, your growth, your calling, your purpose. And here's the beautiful part. When you've healed through boundaries, you don't just change your own life, you become a light for others. You show people that it's possible to forgive without forgetting, to love without being a doormat, to be soft without being weak. You model what love with wisdom looks like. That's the kind of transformation boundaries bring. So here's what I want to leave with you today. Boundaries are not rejection. They are love. They are sacred. They are protection for your heart so you can live soft, healed, and free. If you are listening right now, I want you to reflect on this question. Where in your life do I need to set a boundary so I can walk in love instead of bitterness? Maybe it's with a person. Maybe it's with a situation. Maybe it's with yourself. Boundaries will feel hard at first, but they will free you in the end. They will keep you from being like the people who hurt you. They will allow you to forgive, to heal, and to step fully into the life you are meant to live. Remember, boundaries aren't the end of love. They're the beginning of real, healthy love. And I thank you for joining me today for episode 5 of Boundaries on Beauty Through the Breakdown. I pray this encourages you, strengthens you, and reminds you that your peace and your heart are worth protecting. Until next time, keep choosing love, keep protecting your peace, keep praying, and keep finding beauty through your own breakdown. I love you all.